welcome CS Poe to the podcast as part of the official 2016 GRL blog tour. CS is an author of gay mystery, romance, and paranormal books. She's a reluctant mover and has called many places home in her lifetime. She's lived in New York City, Key West, and Ibaraki, Japan, to name a few. She misses the cleanliness, convenience, and limited edition Gotchapon of Japan, but was never very good at riding bikes to get around. She has an affinity for all things cute and colorful, and a major weakness for toys. CS is an avid fan of coffee, reading, and cats. She's rescued 3 cats, including one found in a drain pipe in Japan, who flew back to the States with her. Zach, Milo, and Casper do their best on a daily basis to sidetrack her from her work. CS, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Are the cats going to make an appearance on the interview?
I hope not, because they'll be all up in here.
That would be okay. So tell us about your new book that's coming out, The Mystery of Nevermore. It's out August 31st.
August 30th.
30th, okay.
Yep. It's the first in a series. It's the Snow and Winter series. And the whole series follows the sort of misadventures of Sebastian Snow, an antique dealer and amateur sleuth, and his NYPD homicide detective boyfriend. And the first book is how they meet, which is being brought together by murder mysteries surrounding the writing of Edgar Allan Poe.
So using a little bit of your namesake there, too, with Poe.
I was definitely inspired by Edgar Allan Poe. I even have a Edgar Allan Poe tattoo.
Nice. Any other particular inspirations for that book that the readers would be interested in?
To Josh Lanyon, who's one of my absolute favorite writers, and there's a very tiny Easter egg in there that, if anyone notices, is a little shout out to Josh.
Nice.
So, look for it, it's there.
Okay. Now, you've moved everywhere.
Yep.
But you're very into Japan. So what was one of your favorite things about living there?
So besides the language, the culture, the people, my favorite thing were the Gotchapon.
Okay, now what particularly drew you to those?
So Gotchapon are the little toy vending machines, and I'm sure like everyone probably knows what they are. You kind of see them in America, but they usually have like stale candy and bouncy balls in them. Mm-hmm. But in Japan, they're very popular, and they're always full of like the most popular animes or of the week, and it's always full of limited edition toys. And first off, I'm like, well, toys is my thing, and they're tiny, so I can put them on shelves. I got this whole thing back there full of toys, and they're only about 200 yen, which is like $2. And so you just pull some coins out, drop them in a machine, and Gotchapon is actually just a sound in Japanese. It's not even a word. Gacha is the sound, and pon is the Japanese sound for plop. So it's like Gotchapon, and it falls out. And so they always have cats, because cats are a big thing in Japan. So at the time that I saw a machine, I would stop to see if they had any cat toys. And it was, the machine outside my junior high school I taught at, the one outside the drugstore, the grocery store, the furniture store. There's whole alleyways in Tokyo just full of the machines because it's empty real estate. There's a street in Ueno, which is a part of Tokyo. The whole lined with machines. It was the best 10 minutes of my life. I spent like $20 on toys.
Now, do you get to pick the toy you're getting out of the machine, or is it random?
So if you want one, there's usually like 5 or 6, and you want one particular, you just have to keep cranking, hoping that you're going to get it. And that's how they make so much money off of you. My friend visited me at the time when we found the street in Ueno. It's like 100 machines there. She easily spent $20 on one machine trying to get one particular toy.
Wow. So do you end up and get to like trade and collect with your friends who might have ones you want?
Oh my God, yeah, I'd keep going to the same cat machine to try and get more, and I would just get duplicates. I'm like, what am I going to do with 4 white cats? I want the calico, so I would mail my sister all the duplicate toys I got.
That's awesome.
That was me. I was an English teacher who just spent all of her money on toys.
They knew exactly what to put in front of you with these machines.
It was so easy. It was so easy. And it's silly stuff like cats made to look like little ice cream desserts, or little dogs made to look like sandwiches. Like the most ridiculous, useless thing you can think of, and that was the toy. It was great.
So, is there going to be a story set in Japan at some point, or have a collector of Gotchapon in a story somewhere?
I didn't think of that, but there should be some Gotchapon in the story. I do have an idea for a story that would at least have a few scenes in Japan, which I'm happy to do, but it's probably not going to be for a few years. But I do have a number of Japanese characters, and one of them I'm writing now, so I'm hoping that maybe a sequel or would be where he's back in Japan.
That's cool. So you came back from Japan with all these toys and a cat.
I did, and that was not planned. At my junior high school, the thing that is very different in Japan is that every single day in the afternoon before school ends, the students have to clean the school. There is no janitorial staff for public schools. So every teachers kind of oversee like 8 or 9 kids, and they all have to clean for public school. And I oversaw the first year students who were the equivalent of 7th graders. And they clean the front of the school, like where all the little lockers are for the shoes, and the front, sidewalk and everything, make it look nice. And I was waiting for them to put away all the mops outside, and they come running back inside, Sensei, Sensei, and they told me, we found a cat. And there are a lot of stray cats in Japan, and I know one in particular that lived in the area. I was like, no, guys, it's just a cat. That's okay. They didn't say kitten. They had said cat. And they wanted to show us. So me and the other English teacher went outside, and they're pointing to this corner behind a drain pipe like, yes, it's in there. And I'm like, I don't see anything. And I reach in, and they pull out a tiny little cat. It's big. And I was like, okay, guys, that's a kitten, not a cat. And it's like 4 weeks old. It can't walk. It, falls over.
Aww.
They go back inside, and I look at the other teacher, and he's like, you should keep it. He's a Japanese guy, and, I'm a foreigner living in an apartment building that does not allow pets. And I was like, oh, I can't. My building won't allow it. And he's like, I think it'll be okay if you don't tell anyone. I'm like, well, the Japanese break the rules. I guess I will, because I'm not going to leave it. It was, I think beginning of September, so it was starting to get kind of cool, and the cat was clearly abandoned by its mom. It was all alone hiding. So I took it home, but that day I happened to have my monthly meeting with the other foreign teachers where we get together and just talk about, how our classes were going and share ideas for, future projects. And I was like, I have to go to the town hall to meet with a whole bunch of other teachers with this cat who won't stop crying unless I hold it in my hand. So I went to the town hall with a little box, and the box is crying the whole way to the meeting room. And then I sat for an hour and a half with this little orange cat in my hand, and he became Milo. And all the Americans got it, Milo and Otis, little orange cat. They all thought it was great. All the Japanese citizens thought Milo, apparently it's a girl's name in Japan. My Japanese vet wanted to fix her, and I was like, no, we have to do something different. He is not a she. So that was interesting. But I came back with Milo and had to go through more paperwork than you can ever imagine for exporting an animal out of Japan. Would never wish that upon my enemy.
Wow. I was going to ask about if there were if you could just bring it home or.
Oh, America didn't care. I walked right in. They didn't give a crap. Japan, I had to see 2 vets. I had to get national paperwork notarized and stamped, signed the day I was leaving at the airport.
Wow.
It took 2 weeks to organize.
I'm glad you researched it earlier. You might have been in Japan longer than you expected to be.
Yeah.
To swing back to your new series a little bit, how many books do you have planned overall for that, or is it kind of an open-ended?
There are 4 books planned, I'm leaving it at that. There might be a fifth book, but it kind of has to, if it all falls into place, right? So right now there are four.
Okay. And after this one comes out, what's coming next for you?
Next, after this, is a historical steampunk short story that comes out around the end of the year. It's going to be in an anthology that Kim Fielding was putting together with me and 12. It's called Once Upon a Time in the Weird West. So they're all, kind of like alternate history, Western kind of stories. And mine is called Gunner the Deadly. And it was a lot of fun to write because I love doing steampunk. That's where I started before mysteries. So it was really cool to go back to that. And then after that is actually the second Snow and Winter book, The Mystery of the Curiosities, which will be out in February.
Cool. What are you looking forward to in Kansas City this year?
Well, I've never been to Kansas City, so it sounds like fun. And I went to GRL last year, but I went as just a reader. So it was really cool to actually meet authors for the first time and, do your little, oh my God, fangirl moments. So, I'll get to fangirl again, which is always great. But this time I get to meet readers, as an author, which is super exciting to do. And also, I love to socially drink. So let's get some whiskey and gin or some margaritas. Let's do this. I'm ready.
Awesome. So what's the best way for people to keep up with you online?
I'm on Facebook probably the most. My Facebook is CS.the1 because some jerk took CS Poe already.
Oh.
Also on Twitter, which is CS_Poe because someone took it already. But, Goodreads too. I have a website, cspoe.com. I'm always around those places, not doing work, getting sidetracked by the internet.
Oh, yeah. I know how that works. All right, CS. Well, thank you so much for being with us, and we look forward to seeing you in Kansas City.
Thank you.